Every time you post your photography online, you're taking a risk. Your creative work, the result of your skill and time, becomes instantly vulnerable to theft and unauthorized use. You've probably seen it happen. Your image, shared without credit, used in a commercial context you never agreed to, or worse, claimed by someone else. That feeling of violation is real, and it's a problem that undermines the value of your entire portfolio. But what if you could transform that vulnerability into control? What if you could share it confidently, knowing you have a clear professional way to assert your ownership? We're going to look at how a simple, free tool from Tickbox lets you add that layer of protection in seconds. The solution is watermarking. Specifically, we're focusing on visible watermarks that combine your branding with a formal copyright notice. It's the fastest way to go from hoping people do the right thing to ensuring they know who created the work. When we talk about watermarking for photographers, there are essentially three strategic paths you can take. The first, and the one we'll focus on today, is the visible watermark. This is your most direct tool for brand visibility and theft deterrence. You're placing a semi-transparent logo, your name, or a copyright notice directly onto the image. The goal isn't to ruin the photo, but to make your ownership unmistakable. When someone sees that mark, they immediately know who the artist is, and it creates a significant psychological and practical barrier to misuse. It's a public declaration of ownership. The second option is the invisible watermark, which uses digital steganography to embed data that isn't visible to the naked eye. It often requires specialized software to detect and doesn't serve the immediate branding function that visible watermarks provide for most photographers looking for a straightforward solution. The third and most powerful approach for high-value work is a combined strategy. This is where you might use a subtle visible watermark for immediate recognition and pair it with a separate invisible watermark for deeper enforcement. But for getting started and covering the vast majority of your online sharing needs, a well-designed visible watermark is the most effective and accessible choice. If your primary goal is to build your brand name and deter casual theft when sharing on social media or your portfolio, the visible watermark is your best starting point. Now, let's talk about the legal weight a watermark carries. A visible watermark, especially one that includes the copyright symbol C, your name, and the year, serves as a clear and immediate assertion of your copyright. In many legal systems around the world, this visible notice is a critical piece of evidence. It shows that you are actively claiming ownership of the work. It moves your image from being an anonymous digital file to a clearly identified piece of intellectual property. This is about building a defensible claim. If you ever need to challenge an unauthorized use, having that watermark on the image is your first and most powerful piece of evidence. You can point to it and state unequivocally that you identified yourself as the creator at the time of publication. It removes the plagiarist's easiest defense. I didn't know who owned it. You have made it impossible for them to claim ignorance. That clear ownership you've established is your gateway to monetization. When your work is properly marked, licensing becomes a straightforward conversation. A potential client sees your image, sees your name and copyright, and knows exactly who to contact for permission. There's no confusion, no hunting. You've made the business process effortless. Clients are more willing to pay for content when its ownership is unambiguous, as it reduces risk for them and the creator appears organized and serious about their business. Every watermarked image you share is a tiny billboard for your photography business. It builds recognition and credibility, which are the currencies of commercial partnerships. A magazine editor or brand manager is far more likely to trust and hire a photographer who presents their work with this level of professional care and, of course, de-risks the licensing process for them. Most importantly, watermarking enables confident distribution. You can share your portfolio widely on social media, submit to online galleries, or send previews to clients without the underlying fear that your best work will be taken.